everyone, my name's Caitlin and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if it's your first time here. So today I am filming my Q&A, the answers to my Q&A that I posted a while back looking for questions. Thank you guys so much. You guys delivered so amazingly and I am thrilled to be able to answer these questions for you. So this is the answers to the Q&A, and it's going to be a giveaway. So stay tuned at the end of the video for details on the giveaway to celebrate my birthday, which is coming up on August 3rd, and my 1-year anniversary of being on Booktube, which is today, August 1st. So I have all the questions here, so I'll just go ahead and jump right into it. I got some new earbuds, so hopefully the sound quality will be better. I know it's not been great in my last few videos, and so hopefully it'll be better. And I do have the fan going in the background, so if you can hear it, I am sorry, but it is really hot here today, so I need to have it going. So okay, I'll jump right into it. So the first questions that I'm going to answer are all in regards to my channel. So the first question is, what's the thing you've enjoyed most about being on Booktube? And that was Taylor from Tales and Treats with Tay that asked that. Thank you so much for asking that, Taylor. That's a great question, and it's super easy to answer. My favorite thing about being on Booktube is being part of this community. It's just such an amazing community. I love it so much, and yeah, I don't really know what to say more than that. It's just such an incredible blessing to me and so many other people, and yeah, just love this community so very much. Okay, the next two questions, they kind of intertwine, so I'm going to answer them both sort of together. There's, what are your future goals for your channel? Which that was Taylor with Tales and Treats with Tay that asked that. And also, what is your main goal in regards to your channel? And that was asked by Nichole at Lilac Cottage Life on Instagram. So as far as the main goal is pretty simple, pretty low-key, just to have a blast talking about books with other book lovers, and yeah, just have a great time sharing the love of books and the love and hope of Jesus and the good news of the gospel with people through YouTube. So yeah, that's pretty much the main goal. As far as future goals, my goal and my hope is to get a lot more consistent with this channel going forward. I hope to get to the point, not making any promises, but I hope to get to the point where I can put up at least one new video per week. That's my goal. I don't know exactly when that'll happen, but that is the goal. So yeah, I've got some ideas for videos and kind of getting an idea of how I want to structure things going forward, but if you guys have any suggestions for videos that you would like to see, please let me know anytime. I would love to hear it, because I want to make sure that I'm making the kind of content that you guys like to watch. So yeah, that answered those questions. Thank you, Nichole and Taylor, for asking. And then Nichole also asked, are you happy with the growth of your channel up to this point? I would say yes, probably. I really didn't have like a goal in mind of like as far as how many subscribers I wanted to have. That really wasn't important to me at all. It's still not super important to me. So yeah, I'm just like super thrilled that anyone is watching my videos, and I'm super happy to have as many subscribers as I do, and yeah, I just hope and pray that it continues to grow. So yeah, that's the answer to that. Then Nichole also asked, do you know if anyone's life has been ministered to through your channel? Not that I'm aware of, but if someone has been ministered to through my channel, please let me know about it, because I would love to hear about it, because it is my sincere prayer that God would use the books, a book that I share about or something that I say, to encourage and minister to someone out there. So yeah, that I think answers that question. Okay, then I have a question from an amazing author, one of my very favorites, Janine Roche, and she asked, what author would you love to interview? Man, that is a hard question to answer because there are so many. I think for the purposes of this question, I'm going to say Lynette Eason because I've never gotten a chance to talk to her personally, and I would love to. I would just love to chat with her and kind of fangirl over her and her books and just get to know her a little bit. That would be amazing. But yeah, that would be cool. Thank you so much, Janine, and if I ever get to the point of doing reviews, if you're watching, Janine, I would love to interview you as well. So, just putting that out there. Okay, next question is also from Nichole at Lilac Cottage Life, and she asks, do you ever receive unkind comments from people on your channel? If so, how do you handle them? Well, I feel very blessed that I have not actually had this happen yet, anyway. And I don't know if it's that God is protecting my tender heart from people who would be unkind, or if it's just simply that my channel is not, like big enough to the point that people would bother leaving comments like that yet. I'm not sure which it is, but either way, I'm very, very grateful for that. And as far as how would I handle it, I think it's one of those things that you don't really know for sure until you are faced with it, but I would try to handle them as lovingly and as graciously as I could. So, yeah, I think that's the best answer I can give for right now. So, yeah. Thank you for asking, Nichole. Okay, so the next question is from Christy A. Cole, and she asks what I am writing. Thank you so much for asking, Christy. I would be so happy to tell you, and I'm so happy you asked that. Okay, so I don't talk about it a ton, but I am a writer. I have been writing since I was in high school, and I have indie published 2 novellas and 2 short stories. So here are the novellas. I'll try to tell you a little bit about them. This was my first one. It's called Surrender Falls, and the waterfall kind of plays a role in the story. This is a sort of like new adult. I think they're like, I can't even remember. That's really sad. I think they're like about 23. And it's a Christian romance, and there's some it's a little bit out there. It's a little weird because it's not really fantasy, but there's sort of like some fantastical, speculative kind of elements to it, and yeah, there's a lot of dramatic things that happen. There's some suspense, and yeah, it's a really fun story. It's not my best writing by far. It was the first real story that I ever wrote, and I got so excited about it that I wanted to publish it because I had wanted to be a published author since I was a little girl. So I got so excited about it that I didn't have it professionally edited or anything. So yeah, it is what it is. But yeah, I really do enjoy this story. It's so fun, and I think it has a great faith message in it. So yeah, so there's that one. And then there's this one, which is another novella called Deadly Obsession. This is about a teenage girl named Kennedy Stevens, who is an FBI agent who works with the FBI to basically be the bait to catch sexual predators. And yeah, so we see her on the job, and then someone is coming after her and stalking her and trying to kill her, like in her personal life. So that's really the adventure that this goes on. It's a YA Christian suspense. We have her perspective, Kennedy's point of view, in first person, and we also have in third person her older brother Wyatt, who is also an FBI agent. Now, this is fun because right now I am just getting ready to, and if everything goes well, I will be posting on my blog on August 3rd a rom-com short story that I just was finishing up. that actually stars Wyatt and another character in this book named Paige. That is, it's such a fun. I think it's such a fun story. It's yeah. So I'm hoping to post that on my birthday on August 3rd on my blog, and when it goes live, I will do a post about it in the community tab, so you guys can all go and check it out and read it if you would like to. So yeah, so both of these, as well as the two short stories that I have currently, are on Amazon. If anyone wants to check them out, they're there. So I will leave the link in the description to my Amazon page where all of my both short stories and the novellas are there. And I am currently working on the beginning stages, the early chapters of a novel that I hope to write, which will star a firefighter paramedic hero and a heroine who runs like a safe haven type place for teens who are the children of criminals, and it's in a small town. And yeah, it's a romantic suspense. It's going to have a lot of suspense in it. It's got friends to lovers trope and second chance romance, and yeah, I think it's going to be really super fun. I am so excited about it and can't wait to keep reading it. Don't have a release date or anything yet for that one. We'll just have to see how that goes. See how long it takes me to write it. It's kind of not being the most cooperative right now, so we'll see. But yeah, so that's what I am writing right now. Thank you so much for asking, Christy. Okie dokie. Nichole at Lilac Cottage Life asked, who are my top 5 authors? So, first off, thank you so much, Nichole, for asking for the top 5, not asking me to list my one favorite. I greatly appreciate that. Thank you so much for that. So, these types of questions are always so hard to answer because there are just so many that it's so hard to narrow it down to 5. So, the only way I can think of to answer this and have it be fair is to just name the first 5 authors who come to mind. This is not an exhaustive list, so here we go. Bethany Turner, Dani Petrie, Lynette Easton, Janine Roche, and Rachel Scott McDaniel. So, there's a partial list of favorite go-to authors. Thank you so much for asking, Nichole. Okay, Nichole also asked, other than the Bible, what has been the most life-changing book you have read? This is really a tough one. It's really a tough question because I think so often, like especially for fiction readers, I feel like any book that really kind of impacts us in a positive way and stays with us is life-changing in a sense because we are never quite the same after we read it as we were before. So in a way it kind of changes our life going forward because even if it's just that we can't stop thinking about the book. So for this answer, I'm going to go with 2 books that the messages in the books had a huge impact on me, and the stories themselves are incredible and touched my heart so deeply. And those are Submerged by Dani Petrie and The Secret Life of Sarah Hollenbeck by Bethany Turner. Now, Submerged is romantic suspense. It was one of the first romantic suspense books that I ever read. And The Secret Life of Sarah Hollenbeck was, I believe, the first rom-com book that I ever read. And yeah, these books both touched me very, very deeply and have stuck with me. And yeah, God really used them to touch my heart. But kind of the way reason why I chose them as life-changing books is because I did not anticipate that reading both of these books would lead to God bringing these authors into my life as very dear friends. I have been on Dani's launch team for numerous years, and she's actually now my writing mentor. So I am so grateful to God for bringing Submerged into my life and then leading me into a friendship with Danny. And similarly with Bethany, this is the first book that I ever read by her, and I've been a huge fan. You guys have probably heard me talk about her books before. I am a crazy huge fan of her books. I love them to pieces. And I don't have time to go into the full story right now, but again, God also led me into a very dear friendship with her as well, and we are actually part of the same church and in a Zoom small group together. So, yeah, I just love her to pieces, and she is the best, and I am just so incredibly grateful that, yeah, that God brought us together as friends. So I will, one day I will share the full story on that, but don't have time to give you all the details right now. So, yeah. So that's my answer for that. Okay. Next question is from Brandy at Brandy's Bookish Escape on Instagram. And she asks, what are some of your favorite TV shows and movies? Okay, so I love movies, and I love a lot of TV shows too. So I will try to make this as quick as I can and try to just list off ones as they come to mind. TV shows, I love Stu Thomas FBI. It's one of my favorites. I love Downton Abbey. I love NCIS Los Angeles. That's like my favorite one. I like the original OK too, but NCIS LA was my favorite. I haven't watched it in a few years, but yeah, eventually I'll watch the last few seasons of it. Let's see what else. um, the only other one that's coming to mind right now is a show from the 70s called Emergency, which I discovered a couple of years ago now, which is about the LA County Fire Department and two LA County Fire Department firefighter paramedics in the 1970s at the beginning of the paramedic program there. And there are lots of rescues. You see a lot of them on the job. It's a scripted show, so it's fictional, but the producer on the show was very committed to keeping things as realistic as they possibly could, and all of the rescues that are actually shown, the writers actually had to find in a fire department logbook somewhere. And then they could change details around, but they couldn't just completely make things up, which I think is really cool, his dedication to representing it as realistically as possible for TV at the time. So, yeah, I love that. I love that show so much, and that definitely played a role and inspiration for my current work in progress too. Okay, let's see, movies. Um, well, I love Pride and Prejudice, the 2005 version. Yes, I am Team Matthew. If you're a Colin Firth girl, that's okay. That's totally cool. I still love you, and we can still be friends. No problem at all. Don't stress over that. But yeah, that's my preferred one. I love Northanger Abbey with J.J. Field in it. That's awesome. I love both the Emma Thompson and Dan Stevens versions of Sensibility. Those are great. I oh my goodness, what else do I love? I love there are so many movies that I love. I love Tuck Everlasting. That has always been a favorite since I was like 10 or something when it came out. Yeah, I love that one so much. Um, hmm. There's a movie that I love. It's called Vertical Limit that came out in 2000, but I discovered it a few years ago, and yet it stars Chris O'Donnell from NCIS LA, and yeah, it's like an adventure, suspenseful movie, and so yeah, it's really good. Um, I also love classic movies, and so a few of my favorites are Bringing Up Baby. Love Cary Grant, love Katharine Hepburn. I also love Philadelphia Story with them. I love another favorite Cary Grant movie is called Mr. Blandings Builds His Dream House, which if you have not seen it, you must watch it. It is beyond hilarious. And yeah, I know there are a ton more movies that I love, but I can't think of any others. I mean, as far as modern day rom-coms, I love Sleepless in Seattle. I love While You Were Sleeping. I love Leap Year. I love. It's not really rom. Well, maybe it is a rom-com. I love Letters to Juliet. I love. I love Kate and Leopold. So, yeah, there are so many. But yeah, so thanks for asking, Brandy. Okay, and then Taylor from Tales and Treats with Tay asked what part of the world I live in. Thank you so much for asking, Taylor. I live, for any international viewers especially, I live in the US, in the northeastern part of the US, in the central part of Vermont. And yeah, I have lived here my entire life. I've lived in the same house my entire life. And yeah, I just love it here and don't ever plan to live anywhere else. Um, and I would actually ask, I don't know if you guys have seen any of the headlines, but a couple of weeks ago, a lot of the state got hit with very historic flooding. So there was a lot of places are in disaster mode right now, and there's a lot of people that are hurting and are out of their homes. Thankfully, in my town, everybody was fine, and we're all fine. But I would love it, and I would so appreciate it if you would pray for the people that were so negatively affected by this, because it's going to be a long journey back. The people here are very, very resilient, but yeah, it's going to be a long road. So if you would pray for them, I would so appreciate it. So yeah, that answers that. Thank you for asking, Taylor. Okay, then Nicole from Lilac Cottage Life asked, where do you hope to see yourself 5 years from now? That is a great question, and I will try to answer it the best I can. I don't know that I'll have a great answer, but as far as physically, physical location, I definitely see myself still living here. Um, I would love to still be writing books, and I would love to potentially become a freelance proofreader and possibly a virtual assistant for authors. So we'll see what happens, but yeah, those are some possible dreams for the future. We'll see. So hopefully that answers your question, Nicole. I don't know. I hope it does, but thank you so much for asking. Okay. Then Christy A. Cole asked if I have any pets. Yes, I do. I have a horse named Ojin, who I will put a picture of up here, and he is my pride and joy. I have had him since he was about 5 months old, and he is just the best. I have trained him myself, and I just love him to pieces. And in fact, if you want to see more of him, you can actually scroll all the way down to the bottom of my videos, the oldest video posted on my channel before I had a Booktube channel, and you can see a video of us from a number of years ago playing together. So yeah, that's there to check out if you'd like to. So thank you for asking, Christy. Okay, so Christy also asked if I have any travel plans this summer or fall. And I am afraid that my answer is going to be pretty boring because I am such a homebody. Yeah, I never get very far away from home. So, yeah, don't really have any plans. Um, yeah, pretty much just be traveling in the pages of a book. So, yeah, sorry, it's a boring answer, but yeah, that's kind of where I'm at right now. So, thank you so much for asking, though, Christy. And then Taylor from Tales and Treats with Tay asked to hear my salvation story, which I would love to share with you guys. And I know this video is already getting super long, so I am going to try to give you guys the short version. I actually shared this in a blog post a few years ago on my blog, so I will link that below so you can check it out if you would like to read it, but I will try to give you the short version here so this video doesn't get crazy long. Okay, so growing up, my family went to church more than just at Christmas and Easter, but it still was not every week. So I believed that God existed from a young age and knew who Jesus was, but I didn't know him personally, and I didn't really understand the gospel. It didn't really make sense to me. I didn't get it, and it hadn't become personal yet. So when I was 14, on the 4th of July, my mom and dad and younger brother and I were in a bad car accident. And thankfully, thank you, Jesus, we all walked away from it ultimately with just bumps and bruises, a few scratches, and no serious injuries, which, looking back on it, is miraculous in and of itself. And I now can see God's presence through the whole scenario. That, though, was definitely, without question, the scariest day of my life. So, after the fact, I I struggled with some PTSD type symptoms and anxiety that at times was very severe and very crippling, and at times I was very afraid to ride in a car because there were all these questions of, what if it happens again, and all of these things that were just driving me crazy, and flashbacks to the accident. And it didn't help a whole lot that at that time my mom delivered a weekly newspaper. That was her job. And I was homeschooled, so I would go with her on the one day a week that she went to deliver those papers and help her deliver them, so I'd be on the other side of the car to deliver those papers. It just so happens that the place in which we had the accident was on our route. So we just so happened to have to drive across that street every single week. So that was very difficult at times. But that PTSD and that anxiety is what led me to cry out to Jesus for the first time in my life. And I distinctly remember when my fear was at its worst, just crying out saying, God, please, please help me. I can't do this without you. And I was still afraid, yes, but there was a peace that came over me that just, yeah, just blew my mind and blew me away. So now, sort of, not coincidentally, of course, but sort of at the same time, in being a teenager and figuring out who I was and who I wanted to be, I discovered and became very, very interested and passionate about purity before marriage. So, in reading a couple of purity books, they presented the gospel to me in a way that I totally understood and got and could grasp, and that's what helped me to see my need for Jesus, and is what led me to ask him to forgive me and to be my savior. So yeah, that's the basics. There are more details in the blog post as well that you can read, but yeah, try to shorten it down. And yeah, I mean, there have been highs and lows, there have been ups and downs, there have been times of great growth, there have been static times, and yeah, I feel like now today my faith is stronger than ever. My relationship with Jesus is stronger than ever, and I, as weird as it sounds, I'm kind of grateful for that accident because I don't know where I would be if it hadn't happened, because I don't know if I ever would have turned to God in the first place. So I always have to remind myself that that is an example of how God can bring something good out of something seemingly bad. So yeah, So that's my story, or part of my story, but the main part of my story. So yeah, thank you so much for the opportunity to share that with you. Okay, that is all the questions. I don't think I forgot any. If I did, I am so sorry. If you guys have any other questions for me, you can just leave them in the comments and I will answer them down there. So now on to the giveaway. So to celebrate my birthday and the first anniversary being on Booktube, I am doing a giveaway for so this is how it's going to work. So you need to have an Amazon wish list. You do not need to leave it in a comment. Please don't leave it in a comment. If you are the winner, I will contact you and you can send it to me then. And so because on Amazon, I'm not a Prime member. So on Amazon, to get free shipping, it's $25 or more. So I will pick minimum of $25 worth of books from your wish list, if you are the winner, and send them to you. And so it'll be a minimum of $25. It might go a little over that depending on which books I pick and exactly how much they are, but it'll be at least $25 worth of books. So I will draw one winner on the 15th actually probably the 16th of August. It'll go from the 1st through the 15th. And probably on the 16th I'll draw a winner. So in order to be entered, just leave a comment below, and you can comment anything. You can tell me one of your favorite books of the year. You can tell me one of your favorite movies, or you can just comment anything you'd like down below. So just leave a comment and you'll be entered to win, and I will pick one winner on the 16th of August and notify you. So if you're not on Instagram, then just let me know in the comment what would be the best way to get a hold of you. I will probably film a video of me drawing the winner, but also let me know what would be the best way to contact you. So so thank you so much for watching, and thank you all so much for being here. I love you all, I truly do, and have a great day, and thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!